From ancient emperors and legendary samurai to isolation, industrialization, and global influence, few nations have experienced a transformation as remarkable as Japan. For centuries, this island nation stood apart from much of the world, cultivating a unique culture and identity. Yet within a relatively short period, Japan would emerge as one of the most powerful and technologically advanced countries on Earth. How did a collection of islands on the edge of Asia evolve into a global economic powerhouse? What role did warriors, emperors, merchants, and reformers play in shaping its destiny? And how did Japan repeatedly reinvent itself during some of the most dramatic turning points in human history? Today, we are exploring the incredible story of Japan, from its earliest origins to its rise as a modern nation. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to Aeon Timeless History and turn on notifications so you never miss our deep dives into the civilizations, empires, and events that changed the world. And while you watch, let us know in the comments, which period of Japanese history fascinates you the most? Now, let's begin. The story of Japan stretches back tens of thousands of years. Long before towering skyscrapers dominated the skyline of Tokyo and high-speed trains crossed the country, the Japanese archipelago was home to prehistoric communities that adapted to life across mountains, forests, and coastlines. Over time, migration from mainland Asia introduced new technologies, farming methods, and cultural influences. Rice cultivation transformed society, allowing larger settlements to emerge and laying the foundations for organized political structures. By the 3rd century, powerful regional clans had begun competing for influence. Among them, a ruling center emerged in the Yamato region. From this power base, leaders gradually expanded their authority and established the institution that would become one of the world's oldest continuous monarchies, the Japanese Imperial House. As Japan developed, ideas from neighboring civilizations profoundly influenced its growth. Buddhism arrived through Korea, bringing new religious traditions, artistic styles, and philosophical concepts. Chinese political systems, writing methods, and administrative practices also left a lasting impact on Japanese society. These influences helped shape a more centralized government centered around the emperor and his court. Eventually, in the late 8th century, the imperial capital was permanently established at what is now Kyoto. The centuries that followed became one of the most celebrated eras in Japanese cultural history. Literature, poetry, architecture, and court culture flourished. Noble families competed through artistic achievement rather than military strength, producing masterpieces that continue to influence Japanese identity today. Yet beneath this cultural brilliance, political challenges were growing. The imperial government struggled to maintain effective control over distant provinces. Local aristocrats accumulated land and wealth, while regional military leaders gained increasing autonomy. Gradually, power drifted away from the emperor's court and toward armed warrior families. Out of this changing landscape emerged a new social class, the samurai. Bound by loyalty, discipline, and martial skill, samurai warriors became the military backbone of powerful clans. Rivalries among these groups intensified, eventually leading to major conflicts that would redefine the balance of power throughout Japan. By the late 12th century, military leaders had eclipsed the authority of the imperial court. A new political system emerged under a military ruler known as the shogun. Although emperors continued to exist, real power increasingly rested in the hands of warrior governments. This marked the beginning of centuries of samurai dominance. Japan's warriors soon faced one of the greatest external threats in their history. During the 13th century, the expanding Mongol Empire sought to bring Japan under its control. Massive invasion fleets crossed the sea toward the islands, threatening to overwhelm the defenders. The Japanese resistance was fierce, but nature played an equally decisive role. Powerful storms devastated the invading fleets, destroying ships and forcing the attackers to abandon their campaigns. These dramatic events became legendary and were remembered as divine winds, an enduring symbol of national survival. Although Japan had successfully resisted invasion, the cost of defense strained the political system. Internal divisions deepened, and over the following decades, struggles between emperors, military leaders, and regional clans continued to reshape the nation. Eventually, a long period of political fragmentation emerged. Powerful feudal lords competed for territory and influence, turning much of the country into a battlefield. Alliances shifted constantly, castles rose across the landscape, armies marched from province to province. This turbulent age became known as the era of the warring states. Yet amid the chaos, change was arriving from overseas. In the 16th century, European traders reached Japan. They introduced new goods, new beliefs, and perhaps most importantly, firearms. These weapons rapidly transformed warfare and altered the balance of power among competing warlords. Ambitious leaders recognized the opportunities created by these innovations. Through military skill, political strategy, and relentless determination, a series of powerful figures began the process of reunifying Japan. Their efforts would eventually end generations of civil conflict and usher in a new era of stability. But that stability would come with a surprising decision, one that would isolate Japan from much of the world for more than 2 centuries. And that decision would change the course of Japanese history forever. To discover how Japan entered its age of isolation and how that period shaped the nation we know today, continue watching. If you're enjoying the journey so far, don't forget to like this video and share it with fellow history enthusiasts. Your support helps Aeon Timeless History bring more epic stories from the past to life. And now, the story continues. Thank you for watching Aeon Timeless History. If you enjoyed this documentary, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment with your thoughts, and explore the video appearing on your screen now for another fascinating journey into the past. Until next time, keep exploring history.